Here we will be showing a few different important things at this evening. So let me do say blessed love to each and everyone once again. Of course, in all joy, we will, and love and happiness, we definitely give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie the First. And of course, we welcome you at this moment to the Tiger's Nest. This is the Tiger's Nest right here on Radio Anu, the international flavor, the universal spice. And at the moment, we are even streaming to the YouTube. And of course, we intend to have a wonderful program this evening. This evening, we are going to be talking about the Ark of the Covenant. Yes, family, and those of you who are on the tube, you would have seen the signal. The question, is the Ark of the Covenant really in Ethiopia? Well, to be honest, many ones ask me that question from time to time, and I think this is the right time to bring up the subject. In fact, I think the more asked question is the Ark of the Covenant real? Not just really anywhere, but just real at all. It's interesting, we would have covered the subject in depth some time before, but Rasta Roundtable is coming up tomorrow evening. And my interest is really with my audience. My interest is really with those who are seeking that, sincere milk, those who are seeking the truth. So we make sure that we find it, the information that you may need going into the conversations, especially when we get around the round table. Because as you can obviously see, around the round table, we really go into a scholarly level. And the reality of it, if you're speaking of Ethiopian history, if you are speaking of the Kebranegas, you are not off the subject to speak about the Ark of the Covenant. Yeah, so that is where we will be going to this evening, right here on the Tiger's Nest. Remember, of course, family, this is Radio Anu, the international flavor, the universal spice. As I said, we are streaming at the moment to the YouTube, where we will be showing some, beautiful graphics so you could see exactly what is going through. So give thanks for the YouTube family joining the Radio Anu family. And of course, there's a subset of both families right here. So family, give thanks for your presence as well. We're going to have a wonderful one. Just make sure you have your thinking turban on and fall on and prepare yourself for a wonderful meditation as we go into the depths of this. But of course, as customary, we have to, of course, give thanks to those which would have sponsored our presence here this evening. Of course, this is the Tiger's Nest, a program that comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evening at this time, right here on Radio Anu. Blessed love, I am the Honorable Priest Isaac. I am an official priest within the realms of Rastafari of the Ethiopia Africa Black International Congress. I also hold a certification in the craft of archaeoastronomy from Politecnico di Milano in Italy. Our universe and its maker has always been an intriguing subject for humankind. Astronomy is the study of everything in the universe beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Ancient astronomy is similar, but pays special attention to the physical and spiritual values of stars, planets, moons, and other celestial objects. It also brings in the terrestrial component, being things on an earthly plane, such as plants, human organs, and connects them to the heavenly bodies.
In this course, you will learn the makeup of various planets and stars, how to locate them in the night sky, along with their associated constellations. You will also be taught about the earliest civilizations known for their astronomical comprehension, namely Kush, also known as ancient Ethiopia, Kemet, called Egypt today, the Dogons, and the Bozos, as well as the civilization of Sumer. You will also learn about black holes, their nature and origin, as well as how the ancients viewed them. Ancient astronomy is the mother of archaeoastronomy and astrotheology. Both subject areas are covered by the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Sign up today. Visit our website, priestisaacinstitute.com, or email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, for more information.
Of course, family, give thanks again for such. And remember, for those of you who are not on the website, is a very simple thing to do. And the link will be in the description below. And those of you who are listening to us on Radio Anu, well, obviously you are on the website already. It is priestisaacinstitute.com. Now, as I said, we want to go into the subject area directly, dealing with the Ark of the Covenant. And what I want to do this evening, family, I want this discussion, I want this conversation to be just that, a discussion as such, although, you know, definitely tonight will be monologuing it. And then, of course, tomorrow evening, we're going to have several of the Rastas around the table. So we will definitely hear the different views. But again, this is more discussion, not even such as a, well, it's a class really, but I'm not going to be quoting anything to the point that I got to give you exact chapter verse. I'm not going to read any article for you. I'm just going to have a sit down discussion, you know, in the moments that we spend on the tiger's nest. Definitely. Now, the Ark of the Covenant. And let me say also before I start to go in, I am also, as always, paying very special attention to the young upcoming minds, those who are genuinely seeking the truth, because the truth now is there, you know. But there's so many different levels, even on the different levels, because of one level and the level you may be on, another level, which is the same truth on another level, may just seem like, no, it's wrong. It's diverse from what I know. The same truth, you know, on a different level. And I think you will pick up some of that this evening. So we deal with this on a realistic level. A lot of what we are speaking of, you know, again, we would have already concretized in our own mind, you know, what the exact truth is. In fact, about 2 years ago, we did a seminar on the Ark. I don't know if ones could remember that. Of course, I know. Many ones must have recalled that, the Ark. And we really went into some of what we're going to go into this evening. But that one was, well, you know, designed as a webinar presentation. Now, for sure, again, let me just remind you, the full moon on the 3rd of July, which is upcoming. Remember that it is in the constellation of Sagittarius. I just had to repeat that, you know, to the family, so that you could, those of you who visit the astrologers and all of these ones, tell Madam Sheila that, you know, I mean, Priest Isaac said that the full moon is not in Capricorn. Who said that? Priest Isaac, who is he? That was one of them Rasta fellows there. Yeah, tell her you're a Rasta too. But the point is, you know, it is something that I find necessary, that must be said, because maybe it's because I'm in the field, you know, not of astrology for sure, but ancient astronomy. And of course, I have an understanding of what astrology, as they call it, is trying to project, as it speaks of the relationship between the human and of course the elements and the plants and the planets, plants and planets, you know, and of course stars, constellation, etc., etc. So yes, we're looking forward to see the moon on that evening. That's on the 3rd of July, and we're looking forward to see it in the constellation of Sagittarius, and I repeat, not Capricorn. All right, and let me just remind the full audience, this is the Tiger's Nest. On the Tiger's Nest, we really definitely take our time. We're on radio, and when we cruise through the evening, you know, I know how it is. Some people, let's get to the subject area, but we don't do that on the Tiger's Nest. This is the free flowing zone. But anyway, that is the subject area here for those who may be viewing on the YouTube. Now, the official word on what you're looking at here is Emperor Haile Selassie I, sitting before the Ark of the Covenant, specifically at one of these great festivals, if I am correct, would be Timkat. In fact, one of our regular panelists on Rasta Roundtable, which is the rabbi himself, Ras I Adonis, would have done a program on this specific picture and would have edified us on exactly what was taking place here. As he, Ras I Adonis would have said, the Ark of the Covenant must be kept well, heavily decked, wrapped as such, covered, as you could see, it's well covered there. And of course, you know, not really seen in the way that it's portrayed in pictures. Of course, in pictures, you would see the individuals carrying the Ark of the Covenant and in its gold and in its glory, etc., etc., for those who have seen the pictures. Now, all the pictures, hear this, good family, all the pictures of the Ark of the Covenant are just that, pictures of the Ark of the Covenant. There is no, well, pictures in the sense of renditions and drawings and etc., etc. There are no photographs, let me say, to be more precise. There are no photographs of the Ark of the Covenant. In fact, the Ark of the Covenant is a thing, if you click a picture of that, is like the camera would explode or something like that, you know, and hence, you know, showing you the power of the Ark, which is really what we are getting into even at this moment, because the Ark itself being just that, an Ark. I grew up around a father who would have done arc welding. Follow me good, eh? The term Ark, yes, A-R-C, Ark, but do not lose the understanding that we're dealing with highly symbolic language here. So you cannot separate the Ark of current and the Ark, which is the rainbow, and even the arc of the globe, wherein light would travel 144,000 minutes of arc per second. You cannot separate it from even the ark of Noah, or the ark that Moses not built, or the ark that Moses was put in as a little baby and sent up the river. The ark is mentioned in all these different places, and none of these are the ark of the covenant that we have come to recognize. But yet still, they're all related in many different ways. They're intertwined. They surely represent current, Hence again, the Ark of the Covenant. It is not a tool you're supposed to just go and pick up. According to the story, you would get electrocuted. They were carrying the Ark of the Covenant for those who may not know the story and for those who know it too. And some cattle was pulling the Ark, and it shook. This is Bible story now, and it shook. And while the Ark was falling off, some brothers was like, hey, let's save the Ark. I'm sure they meant it no harm. You know, who would want to see the Ark fall on the ground? And because they came too close to touch the Ark, they died. Is it that they are he? But whatever the case is, it was fatal. Showing you that, and the commandments that go with this, you know, nobody really come and play around the Ark, you know. The Ark is not something, the Ark of the Covenant now. In fact, any one of these Arks, I don't think you play with, you know, the arc welding. When my father used to do arc welding, bzz, 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 he would say, hey, look away. Because the light is blinding. And he would put this thing over his face as the shield, this dark tinted shield, and he bzz, bzz, welding, you see sparks flying all over, highly electric, could electrocute you in a moment. Hey, look away. Mm-hmm. And I would look away, but obviously I still see it because I know how it looks. It lights up the whole, we would be under like a gallery, the whole ceiling just light up, bzz, 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 ark of current, Ark of the Covenant. So when they approached the Ark, bam, man dropped dead. Well, sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at that, you know. I just, you know, yeah, all right, man. Reincarnation bring back everyone. He laughing too. So when we understand that aspect of it, as it relates to the Ark, but then now before we go there, let us check this Ark of the Covenant. What is it all about? For those who do not know, because family, remember, we have an international homeschool program. So we deal with little babies, Google Gaga, and so we tell you, Google Gaga here. Photosynthesis. Say photo? Photosynthesis. Very good. You know? Yes. And Google and Gaga, more Baba and Dada, more African phrases. So when you comprehend the ones that are very new and green to a lot of the knowledge that most of us who need not a physician already have. You know, some of us don't need no physician. You know, that's why Christ said he came for those who need a physician, because most of the other ones, oh yeah, man, that's why they said, hey, I know you. You're Mary's boy. Yeah, man, I know you. James and John is your brother. See, people that talk like that, they don't need no physician. They're trying to tell you, it's all right. I hear before you. You can't teach me nothing. So we speak to those who we know. Come and say, hey, Priest Isaac is on. We gotta sit down. We know we're going to learn something tonight. You see them people there? Enough respect. So we penetrate them. It's all about channeling, you know, straight up, you know, and give thanks for the presence of everyone, even those, as I like to say, who like to follow with their fingers in the air, you know, until it's maybe their time to speak. So the Ark of the Covenant really is that box, as I said, no specific direct quote, but we know in the book of Exodus, Moses was called up into the heavens, into the mountains really, but it's the heavens going above, into the clouds. And he had a strong encounter, with the Most High. And he received 2 tablets of stones and testimonies spoken of in the book of Exodus, chapter 20. And even chapter 31 goes into the Ark of the Covenant and its building. Now, the Ark of the Covenant built from shittim wood, which is really the acacia wood. So you could see that alone is some mystic powers right away if you understand the power of the acacia wood. As you could see, the term acacia is very much similar to the akashic. So the acacia, that's why the acacia is one of those what you would call psychoactive plants that could have you moving from one realm to another realm. That is the acacia, utilized with other plants like the blue lotus and of course the ayahuasca and the magic mushroom. They're in that same category, cannabis sativa, that same category as hallucinogens. So the Ark of the Covenant, so that alone already gives you an idea of what's going on. The Ark of the Covenant was built from this sacred wood, and of course laid with gold, referred to again as a shittim wood, but it is the same acacia laid with gold. And of course, the design with the angels on it, and of course their wings spread forth and everything very bright and beautiful. Now, let me just say again, no matter what picture you may Google, no matter what encyclopedia you may be looking at, once you're seeing a picture of the Ark of the Covenant, it's not really the Ark of the Covenant. They must have at least 100 different versions of the Ark of the Covenant that Indiana Jones was looking for. So you see a picture here. I mean, it's just an understanding. Now, yes, hear me good. Very important. The Bible would have given to the reader the dimensions of the Bible, of the Ark of the Covenant. So the length, the width, the height. I'm actually running through. It's there. As I said, it's just a discussion. Sometimes it's just reasoning. But I think we all know it's right there in the scripture. It gives you, in fact, one of the early prophecies that came out is the prophecy of the emperor. The height of the emperor was the exact, well, it would have been the length of the Ark of the Covenant. As you know, the emperor 5'1", 5'2". I'm sure ones would have heard of that. And that's nothing to deny. In fact, a lot of what we might go into this evening would show you that this is just a natural thing, because that's the thing with the Ark of the Covenant now. And that is why I brought it up in connection with the Kebra Negas, as the Ark of the Covenant itself, in the Kebra Negas sense, also represents God in flesh. Well, not just in the Kebra Negas sense. In general, that's what the Ark of the Covenant is. It's the presence of the Most High. In fact, the Ark of the Covenant was almost like the first physical God in a biblical sense, that he could deal with one-on-one. That's God came down in that machinery there, because it's a machinery too. It's not just a box. It's like a dynamo. It's like a generator. It's like a Delco sort of thing where it produces a lot of energy. No? So how you think the man gets shocked and dropped down? Because of the ark, the current that was coming off of the Ark of the Covenant. I'm sure you're feeling what I'm saying tonight, family? So what I'm saying, that the tablets now with the 10 commandments, including, remember the Sabbath day, the tablet with the 10 commandments, I have to say that because remember all the commandments say, thou shalt not, thou shalt not, thou shalt not. If I catch you doing this, this will happen to you. Thou shalt not, hear what I say. But the 4th commandment says, remember, everything is thou shalt not. And that one commandment, remember. And that is the commandment that the world has forgotten. But anyway, we will, reason with that in more depths some other time as we gather. Yes, the Sabbath day, very important, one of the major commandments. Totally put that one aside. Everybody said they keep the commandments, well, we know the commandments. Even His Majesty highlight the importance of keeping the 10 commandments. Again, the Sabbath day. Very good. So when we observe again, the commandments were put into the Ark of the Covenant. So the Ark of the Covenant housed the commandments, and the Lord would come between these angels, I think the cherubims, and in what is known as the Shekinah light, and would speak to Aaron and Moses and the sons thereof of Aaron from that, the Ark of the Covenant we're speaking of. Now, yet at the same time, if you notice again, the ark of which the emperor sits before is well draped, wherein again, as my good brother, the rabbi would have said, you see the ark in the pictures, and those you see the Israelites carrying in the drawings and the movies is always bare, always just open. Interesting. Now, so just quickly, family. So the Ark of the Covenant would have accompanied Israel. Biblically, I'm speaking. The Ark of the Covenant would have accompanied Israel through the desert, through the wilderness, battling enemies. In fact, when they go to war, the Ark of the Covenant would come out with them. And if I'm not mistaken, this would have been around the same time when war was looming in Ethiopia, when Mussolini was creeping in. And of course, as I said, the Ark of the Covenant now would have been with Israel. A few times the Ark would have been captured and would have come back, and then some say that at a specific time, the Ark disappeared in the scripture. But yeah, but in Revelation, it says a door was open and the Ark was seen in Zion. I think it says heaven, really, but we know how the story goes. And we're not dealing with no spooky business. We're not stargazing here. I know heaven way out there and all of that. Anywhere out there, if you go way out there, right here on earth is way out there too, you know. So we can just make the heaven here one time. People out there looking for heaven, make the heaven here. So a door was open in heaven, in Zion. And there was the Ark of the Covenant, Ethiopia again, because according to the story now of the Ark, the Kebra, this very said Ark of the Covenant would have returned to Ethiopia with Menelik I, son of the Queen of Sheba, and King Solomon. And he would have rested in different parts on an island in Lake Tana. It's the island named Takir, something of the sort, but it's in Lake Tana. He would have rested, I think, in Gondar, in Lalibela, and other places in Tigray, and of course, would be resting now at the Church of St. Mary in Aksum, that is in northern Ethiopia. So again, now the question here, the Ark of the Covenant before Haile Selassie. Now this is serious, eh? Let us deal with this on a very scholarly level. We don't want it to, we want to be clear. Now, there are many times you would be even watching documentaries and they talk about the priests, them carrying the ark and which one is the real ark. But sometimes these documentaries are poorly done as far as information. And if you are really scholarly in mind, they're not for you really. And it can lead the mind that would not have done prior research astray. Let me explain what I'm saying. Now, of course, we all would hear that in every church in Ethiopia, there is a replica of the ark. Now, to me, a replica means something that looks like. In fact, when I first learned of this, I was reading it in a newspaper called The Outlet right here in Antigua. The section was called Fan the Flames. And yes, the first time I hear about the Ark of the Covenant in Ethiopia. And as I was reading it, it's a long, as they say, a long time ago, as I was reading it, I would have, the story was saying that every church in Ethiopia has a replica of the Ark. But the article really said, but yet still, it is not really a replica. It is just like a slab, more a replica of one of the 10 Commandments tablets. Now, of course, knowledge would have increased for myself and I would have studied. And I continually, like I'm sure many of you, come across this statement that the tablets, that's what they're called, the tablets are replicas of the Ark of the Covenant. Now, in reality, for those of you who would have seen these processions, and I think even if you would not have visited it, you would have seen enough, whether it be on videos or documentaries, whatever the case is, to understand that the tablet itself it does not appear to be anything like the Ark of the Covenant that would have been even described biblically. With, of course, the staves are very important. The size of it, as I said, it's like the length of the emperor. So even though the emperor is a little man, you know, as they would say, it's not something to just carry on your head like that. And what you would see in the processions, you would see priests representing, I would see as different churches, carrying different tablets on their head, which is obviously, even though it's well covered and beautifully adorned, and, you know, it looks lovely, wonderful, I love it. You know, but so even though you do not see the tablet itself in the procession, it's obviously a flat thing. It's flat. It's not a big thing with angels and their wings stretching out, as how the Bible describes it. That's not what it is. And staves, or staves, if you want to use that pronunciation, that's not what it is. Just that's not what it is. So I'm just saying that. I'm not making an argument, you know. All I'm saying, is it correct to refer to them as replicas of the Ark? You're going to watch a documentary and see if you don't hear it sooner or later. Or go and read a book on it, the tablet. In fact, look it up, unless the language has changed. Because we've been studying these things for decades now, isn't it? Yeah. So maybe the language is a bit different now, but from my recollection, the tablet is a replica. That's, you see it all the time. And I'm saying, if the Ark is the Ark, even though all the different variations are different, that's just people's, to some degree, interpretation of what they read. But if the dimensions are true, the tablet cannot really be a replica. All right, I do not want to belabor the point, but because I'm sure you got the point. Now, this is what I'm saying. Because some may say this, that the emperor is sitting before is one of them tablets. Well, that's the biggest, heaviest looking tablet. You know, that's look like a little car is under there and stuff. One of those little bumper cars that we used to drive in as children when Coney Island Carnival used to come around here. I wonder if you know what I'm talking about, but anyway. Yeah, it looks like a little doom buggy thing there. I don't know if doom was the appropriate word, but one of those sand buggies. That's what it looks like. It looks big. It looks different. And I'm only saying that because obviously there are those that are questioning that, hey man, that ain't the real Ark. The Ark itself isn't even real. Boss, what are you talking about? You believe in Moses. Moses ain't real. Man, if Moses ain't real, the Ark ain't real. And if the Ark ain't real, that can't be the Ark in front of the king. Story done. Can you prove Moses is real? And as I said, family, in all due respect, there's a level of evolution that we really have to adapt right now. And that's why many of these programs have series. That's why we would have covered things with understanding and real diligent reasoning. We don't even just give you our opinion. We bring diverse opinions on subjects that we would have covered so that you could hear another angle. Maybe you don't pick that up, but that's what's going on. So that those who are genuinely seeking knowledge and the inspiration would get it. That's why it's important to, enter any classroom. Some classrooms are harsh, but it's all right. You don't have to get harsh. That's why if you want to learn the subject, enter any classroom with a calm meditation and an open mind. Good. Now, and I'm not saying to be abused by anyone, eh? Oh, good. But some teachings may not come as smooth as you should accept it because it's going to benefit yourself. So as far as Moses now, and the creation of the Ark of the Covenant. As we said before, you have different arks, but they all intertwine. I'm talking about in the sense of the symbolic realms, yet still the physical realms, because the Ark of Corinth, that's why this is an ark. Now listen to me good. The reason why Moses was put in an ark was because Moses is God in flesh. Remember the ark, listen good, eh? Remember the ark itself represents God, according to the scripture. So God comes down in the glowing light, the Shekinah, and speaks to the congregation, to Moses and Aaron more so, in this situation here when they come into the tent, because not everybody can come around. Maybe they hear it speaking from outside, but you understand. So this is where God dwells. Now I'm showing you that before we get to Moses, Noah built an ark. Yes, the story is that there was an old man, more than likely desert shepherd, the full works, and it never rained on the earth, which is a conversation more for, a climatic conversation, a conversation for the meteorologists and climatologists. That's the word I was checking for. Conversation for the climatologists. It never rained, This is what the Bible says, that all the days man was on the earth, not a drop of rain fell until the day of Noah. If you jump out of a religious frame of mind, you would strongly debate that, eh? No, but anyway, the story says it never rained. And God told Noah, hey, it's gonna rain, build an ark. Not necessarily a boat, an ark. Now, yes, the story in our mind is a man that built a big ship, and two of every animals came from all over the world. Two of every animals. And here it is. This is just 6,000 years ago. So if you understand the evolution of species, really, that's not a long time. So every species of everything you have here, and the things they still haven't found in Madagascar. Every day they're finding something new. They find some new animal, some new species or something. But two of every single thing left every part of the planet and went on Brother Noah's ship. Okay, listen, family, I don't even want to stay there too long. We already understand this is ancient science, deep symbolism of the creation, the recreation. This is why we connect that with the Naunet, the Nun, the Nu. Nu is Noah's name. That's his name in Arabic, Nu. The Quran referred to Noah as Nu. And Nu, as Brother Heru would have shown us when he came and sat with us here in the tiger's nest, he would have explained that the Nu creation story is the Noah creation story. Straight up. So that's why Noah built not just a ship, not just a boat. Yes, the boat and ship is nice for the story, the allegorical explanation, but for the deeper meaning, Noah, the God figure, because Noah is the God figure, he built an ark. That's why Noah That's why Noah, which is water, not necessarily means water, but which is water. Again, remember the story of Jonah. Must bring it in. And Jonah was in an ark too, a boat. He was thrown overboard. He represents Christ. He went into the beast for 3 days and 3 nights. And again, if you take the J out of Jonah, as we like to say, there was no J in Hebrew. Okay, well, take the J out of Jonah and just change the letters around. His name is Noah. Noah again, Noah, because it's like a type, an archetype, going through the different dimensions, going through the different seasons, going through the different ages, from one age to another age. It just cycles and happens again and again. The Osiris continually return, the Jonah, the Noah continually return. That's why when Christ came, he said that he's the Jonah that went into the belly of the fish for 3 days and 3 nights, in the sense of returning in that ancient spirit over and over again. So with clear understanding, my family, I just want you to get this properly. The ark represents the presence of God. So that's why Noah now, not Noah, well, yeah, that's why Noah went into an ark and the deluge came. Good. Moses, a next level of conversation, but Moses, burning bush, M-O-S-E-S. Read your Bible anytime the line is too long for the word or whatever the case is, they put M-O-S-E-S, says Moses, burning bush, face burning red. People can't even look at his face. Yeah, Moses. He was put on the water, not under the water. He was put on the water in a basket, right? No, who tell you that? Sunday school. Read the Bible properly. He was put in an ark and sent up the river in the ark. What kind of ark? Well, you see, this is what you see. Symbolism here, man. Deep symbolism, because going up the river now. Oh, man. And he was followed by his sister Miriam, which is very symbolic of water. So I'm just saying that quickly, not going to go too deep there, that the ark, the presence of the Almighty Eye. Now, when you observe again, even the description of the Ark of the Covenant, and you check ancient Kemet. Now the Ark now, just as I said, there are different levels of the Ark, like the rainbow is an Ark within itself. But the Ark now, the chest, the box, the Ark, there's several Arks. There's several Arks. I can show you pictures of several Arks, and that's the Ark. Now, the Ark of the Covenant, I know it is strongly debated over. So when we show the picture of Emperor Haile Selassie before the Ark, of course, they don't say, I believe, I ain't no Emperor, I ain't no Ark there. That's something they have wrapped up there. That's one of them other tablets there. Or something else, or some gift for some children. Look, they have the crowns on it. I think the rabbi himself would have explained the importance of these, and he spoke of Empress Menin being under one of these canopies as well. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff here. But I'm showing you that before we get to the other arks, you can see the original angels with wings, by the way. I think everyone knows that ancient Kemet is just that, ancient. Now, although we're not buying the Moses in Egypt philosophy, as some people are still trying to promote, yeah, I'm talking Kemet, as they call it, Egypt. But according to how the story is written, Moses grew up in Egypt, isn't it? All right. And he learned all the wisdom of Egypt. So the wisdom of Egypt, look at here, obviously would be older than Moses and what he produced. He was sent up the river, isn't so the story goes? Because many believe that, isn't it? That is Moses was in Kemet, and okay, all right, but he learned all the wisdom. If you follow that theology there, I am being facetious to some degree here. So I'm showing you that the same knowledge then that Moses would have learned. Look at here. The angels, the beautiful sisters with their wings, the original angels. Not the fellas in the sky with the wings on their back. In fact, the original angels were sisters, period, in general. And I think this would be Aset and Nephthys, the goddesses that would have guarded even King Asar. So just as you see the angels on the ark putting forth their wings, is the same way you see the ancient angels on the hieroglyphs and on the different statues created also. And again, for those who talk about graven images, this is another thing. Some of us, we're too dogmatic and religious. I must, pardon me. Let me just, I must, just please allow me. We're too dogmatic and too religious. You're burning how much fire on ancient Kemet? How much fire on the statues and graven image, and the Bible says no graven image, but look at the Ark of the Covenant. Go and read it properly. As I highlighted in another program, go and check Solomon's temple, how we carve out images of the bull and the eagle and the ox and lion, all sorts of things, grapes and melon, everything carved out, when the same Bible, as you say you're not supposed to make no graven image of anything above the earth, beneath the earth, under the earth, all around the earth. Yeah, but the Ark of the Covenant, with the same commandment inside of the Ark. But how did Moses create the Ark here? And these angels with wings and head and face and nose well carved out images, but you're not supposed to make no image of nothing according to your interpretation of it. According to your interpretation of it, because that is what ones would be spewing. So I give thanks for allowing me to just touch upon that. So you see now the ark even in transport mode on another ark. And you still see, in this case, the vultures with their wings stretched out. So again, listen to me, good family. The point is here, without even dismissing the Ark of the Covenant as we know it. You don't have to. But you could see, obviously, that concept, be with me, you can see, obviously, that concept of an ark, a box with a stave being transported, has always existed. Pardon me. This is the chest of the god Tutankhamun, King Tutankhamun. Some may say he's not a god, he's the king. Fair enough. King Tutankhamun. Brother Heru would have given us the proper name, Baba Heru. I think it's Ankh Amen Tut, and I hope I'm correct, for he was once Ankh Aten Tut. Yes. So we give thanks for these teachings. This is his ark, and it is considered an ark. And check the staves, very important, or the stars, and how it is built, very similar. Now hold on, check this. You have the Ark of Anpu. Now these are literal pictures of the literal thing. Eh? This is not a computer version of it. This is not Indiana Jones movie. This is not something created in Hollywood studios. This is from the Ancient of Days. Whatever your belief may be, you would agree. Let me say that again. Eh? Whatever your belief may be, you will agree, if you're honest, that the Ark of Anpu, which is obviously similar to some degree to this Ark of the Covenant, and even the Ark of Tutankhamun, which is a chest, but is similar even in dimension to the Ark of the Covenant. You must agree that both of these, which were located in the same place, are older than the Ark of the Covenant if we are to deal with it in the timeline that we have been given as far as when it would have been created. All right, fair enough. Now, you see, the religious mind will get offended quick and say, oh, so what are you trying to say? Because I don't think like that personally. No, I don't think. I just showed you two arks, and there's several arks, different places across the earth, all in Iraq, Sumer. They would have come across chests with staves. In fact, the authors that stress the staves, the golden stave, as I say, some may say staff, to keep up these arks, and you see that replica all over. Because remember, the dimensions and the angles are very important. These are dynamos. These are what you would call like a Delco generators, creating energy. The way that they are made, the material that they are made from, the design, the size, the height, the length, everything, follow me family, has been designed to harness the free energy that is naturally around us. Tetrahedron, you hear King Akibika sing about them things, haven't you? It's the free energy that is naturally around us. And depending on the mechanism that you create or the apparatus, it may look like a piece of big, block of gold, well designed with some stuff, but it's more than that. And again, that's why the staff or stave is important, because that dynamic alone would assist in drawing specific types of frequency. That's why you find it in the different quote unquote arcs. And they are arcs because they are literally drawing electrical current. Now, this is why in the king's chamber of Khufu, follow me good, in the king's chamber of Khufu, when they check the dimensions of the coffer, as they call it, somebody ran away with the lid, it looks like, isn't it, no? Because remember, this is said to be the tomb for Khufu. This is where he's going to be buried, or maybe he was buried there and somebody ran away with the body, whatever the case is, different theories. But the point is that this slab here, this coffer that was created, was built perfectly to fit the Ark of the Covenant. Now tell me, the same Ark of the Covenant, if you deal with it by dimension, so in other words, Emperor Haile Selassie would be a perfect fit in that same king's chamber coffer too. Remember, we're dealing with the Pyramid of Giza, the most prophetic monument ever built. I don't think there's anything that, and there's nothing that is anything, no book neither, to me, that has the prophetic power and just the power in general as the Great Pyramid of Giza. It is truly the wonder of the world. I'm telling you, and the created earth, what has been created by human beings. The resident aliens, I and I. Selassie, Rastafari. So I'm showing you that this great prophetic pyramid, of course, we're not going. You see, that's why we do the programs like that. A person may be listening saying, wow, I didn't know the pyramid was so deep. I wonder what else about the pyramid. Never really hearing it first time. Yeah. Yeah, family, I encourage everybody, just check our YouTube channel. I encourage everyone, subscribe to the Tiger's Nest radio program. I encourage everyone, visit our website. Again, priestisaacinstitute.com. Visit priestisaacinstitute.com. Visit our shop area and patronize us as it relates to the merchandise that you see. Our books, our webinars. We have a set of webinars. I would like to highlight to you the living gods of Kemet. It is a 3-part webinar, my beloved family. 3-part webinar dealing with the living gods of Kemet, specifically rulers of the ancient land who embodied the spirit of the feathered snake, the spirit of the ever-living deep seminar, which we call a webinar. I would encourage you to visit our website, my family, and observe those webinars and our books. The heavens declare the glory, the Anu, ancient and modern, and of course the true biblical land of Israel. I'm just saying, you see, that's why we have created these webinars, documentaries, of course, the Night of the Black Tiger, a Pedimek, and other things, so that when we are on these subject areas, it's as if we're just floating through the stream. Because a lot of what we're passing on the sidelines is what we would have covered already with good understanding. But again, new ones are always coming in, and we appreciate of that. And we are just straight off, before we even go too deep, showing them where they can add to the knowledge that they're getting, and more of what they're seeking. Visit the YouTube page, family. Spend a day on it and just browse through, see what you have never seen, and get more information, on different subject areas. Okay, beautiful. We're doing good. You're just coming in, we're doing great. Don't just watch the video now and say, oh yeah, man, the priest on, and cock back and no. Start it from the beginning. In fact, no, stay with us now. But when it's done, start over again. This is not the entertainment show. Start over. Get it from the beginning and understand the richness of what we're bringing forward. So the Ark of the Covenant now, for those who are just coming in, we've been highlighting the different arks, literal arks too, and structures built like the ark, even people of the size of the ark, and the rendition of the ark seen from Ancient of Days, and of course, again, highlighting the angels on the ark. So the point is that the Ark of the Covenant as a structure and as a concept at the time that it was built was not a new concept at all. Even the structure, everything I show you here, that's the size of the ark, was before the ark, The Great Pyramid of Giza is the most dynamic monument. And we all know, especially if you would have studied the work of Dunn, that for sure, the Great Pyramid is a dynamo, a generator, just like what? The Ark. So it's no surprise that the Ark can just fit right into the king's chamber coffer, because it's an ancient understanding, family, the dimensions, the material, even though, although in different cases you have different structures that may be made from one material and something else made from another. But listen to this. Remember, we were just doing a program the other evening on megaliths. And what did the scientists say? he was saying that when you find megaliths of a specific structure, like in an henge form, in a circular form, or even in a dolmen form, they attract electromagnetic energy, yes. The telluric energy that comes from the ground of the earth, yes. But depending on the type of stone, depending on the material that it's made from, that would enhance the energy and enhance the power and enhance, what you get from the grid. Deep, deep vibes, family. This is what we deal with here on the Tiger's Nest. Meditation, understanding. So it gives, so this is not you believe in the Ark and you don't believe in the Ark, we're not on them levels there. No, family, please don't be offended. This is not the place for them kind of discussion. If you believe, yes or no, answer me yes, and we're not doing that at all. You see how we building this up. So again, it gives respect to, again, the concept of the Ark is way before the Ark that Indiana Jones was looking for. And it doesn't mean because you find proof of quote unquote the Ark before the Ark mean the Ark that you've been told of is fake, neither. It just shows you it's a continuation of an ancient science, that's all. We all know that the Bible, and I'm not talking of King James now, even the Ethiopian Bible, which we cherish and love, we all know that the Bible as Bible was from the Septuagint, 285 BCE. And we know the Septuagint came straight from the Kemetic walls. We know, we've gone through this several times. So I think we are sure there. And again, for the newer ones, just continue to watch and go forward and watch some of those works we would have done before. Just type in Septuagint, Priest Isaac, Septuagint, and several videos would show up dealing with that subject by itself. So yeah, so the Septuagint was taken from the Kemetic scrolls. We know that for sure. All right, but you have to keep in mind now, even them same Kemetic scrolls. Remember, first you had the pyramid text. And then the pyramid text came into, if you want to say, evolved into the coffin text. And then the coffin text into you have the Parhem Heru and different levels of creation story. The point I'm making is that throughout the different generations and millennia, if I may say, you have different texts appearing. Even God's names would have changed, but with the same characteristic. A new dynastic time come, a new God appear, but it's basically the old God with a different name because it's just one God. It's a deep science, But so not because you have a new text arising maybe with a different name and a slightly different story. We all appreciate that it's handed down. It all came from the pyramid text, which went into the coffin text, which went into the Parhem Heru, which went into other books. They have the Shabaka stone, which is one of the creation stories. So I'm just saying that to say that even when it came down to the ancient Bible, like the Ethiopian Bible then, in the same way that you have the same books coming down the line, but with the similar theme, that is what the ancient Ethiopian Bible is. The same book that is translated into what we play around with today. Well, not directly, it went through a few things. I mean, the Bible issue is the next issue by itself. The story, the history, and that's a deep subject area all by itself. But really, my point is the Ark of the Covenant, not the Bible, not the Parameru, the Ark of the Covenant. My point is that if we can just erase the dogmatic thinking, we could understand and respect that the Ark of the Covenant, just like the other arks that we showed you, and there are more, it's just one. You don't have to feel no way. It's just one of several of these box-like structures. Some move, some obviously don't move, but they all do a similar thing. They harness energy. It's only a religious mind going to say, no, I don't believe in that. It's my one thing I believe in, the Ark and this Ark of Moses. And by the way, since Jesus come, that Ark is no, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking a deep science here with understanding. Eh? So the Ark of the Covenant itself, of course, there's a whole story behind that, wherein how it would reach to Ethiopia. And I'm saying, family, I know many ones are quick to, well, again, enter the conversation of what they believe and what they don't believe and X, Y, Z. But outside of just being scholarly now, just a level of common sense. Hear me good. There's one thing I still hold fast to, is that I know the Ethiopians are not liars. They have a saying, 6 million Frenchmen can't lie. Well, I don't know about that. But I know the Ethiopians are going to tell me the truth. Herodotus said that Ethiopians don't lie. That might be one of the few truths he ever say. Yeah. But the Ethiopians have a rich history that has been handed down from a very long time. Now, let me say here, in the church at Aksum, something is in there. You can't twist my arm to believe that the Ethiopians make this up and they don't tell nobody, nothing really in here, something in there. There's something inside of the church. And I'm purposely using that language to get to a point. The word is that the Ark of the Covenant is in there, right? Good. I am purposely speaking like this. Something is in there. I want us to go to the most clearest of understanding so we can think rationally. The Ethiopian is not going to just lie to us. Something inside there. So whatever is inside there, where did it come from? I have some new age brethren that think that Britain would have put Haile Selassie on the throne and Victoria, and I even hear some bubble talking that too, but I have some brethren that deep in that thing there. And I'm not speaking of my brother Iser or Kwame, I know you might say. In fact, let me be clear, talking of my brethren, Ras Mike, who I would have interviewed a couple of times there. So are we to believe that the colonialists would have come and maybe get some lumber and build a box and paint it gold and say, hey, you see this? This is your Ark of the Covenant, just wrap it up in the sheet. And from now on, you tell people this story. Let me show you the story here. You read this story here, we made this story up for you. Make sure you tell people that this is the real Ark of the Covenant, Moses. Come on, man, no. Where did they get duped? Come on, no. Whether you agree or not, these people are sincerely guarding something inside that church that they believe is the Ark of the Covenant. Hold on, just listen to me. No. Their record now, what they've been recording, what they have written down, their record shows that what they have inside of that church was on the island of Lake Tana. It was at Gondar and it was at Lalibela. We're talking of hundreds of years of movement for this artifact here. Whether it was electrocuting people or not, I don't know. But for sure, it would have been on the move. And again, I'm going to this on a very just common sense family. The Ethiopians must be credited for keeping their history, Rasta. Even to the point that they're still living a lot of it. A lot of the things we see on glyphs, the Ethiopians up the River Nile still live in it. And more than anyone else, I think, yeah, more than anyone else, they would have preserved their history. I'm talking of in Africa too. They would have preserved their history from a long time. Now, I just showed the family that the Ark vibration is not a narrow-minded thing. This is how I want you to leave the conversation. The Ark concept is not a narrow-minded thing. I will repeat. Before the Ark of the Covenant, there were other arks. We identified some of them tonight. Some mobile, some stable. You find them in different parts of the earth. You see glyphs in different parts of the earth. Even the Mayan and the Olmec civilization, them carrying a box with the staff or the staves. What? The Ark. We highlight the dimensions and what it does. This is just an ancient thing. So there were several of these arks. That's my point. So if Ethiopia have one of the arks, hey, hold on, look at Ark here, Tutankhamun Ark. And I'm sure he had more than that because the Ark of Anpu was found in his temple. Ptah have an Ark, and the Ark of Ursa Ma'at Ra Setepen Ra Ramesu Meri Amen. And then when you go to the place they are all in Asia and Iran, and that fella there, Cyrus and these ones, they have the Arks because they would have obviously tried to manipulate or imitate, I should say, the world that was more ancient to them. That's all. It's just like somebody come and see you build a house and say, wow, let me build one like it. I would like it to be just like yours. Maybe the way you build your house, the sunshine enters in such a way that it illuminates the room and the type of glass or window pane that you put up and the paint that you use. You know, you may be an interior designer and you just have that skill to get what you want. And someone comes and said, I want that. They got to do what you do and they will get the results. It's the same thing. The ancient people understood how to harness the energy. Don't get lost in the religion. The ancient people understood how to harness the energy. Don't get too dogmatic, Rasta. It's just a box. Yeah, straight up. As you can see, the box would have fit into a more ancient box that's a part of a whole pyramid. The apex of it where the energy is coming through the crown. So again, in sealing up, the ancient concept is just that. It's an ancient concept. The concept of this box, it may be made of different materials in different places. It may be made from mahogany, shittim wood with the gold, may have diamond tips somewhere else, made from granite stone somewhere else. It all has to do with the type of energy that the engineers and the experts that created it wanted to harness. And for it to fit into the pyramid block, you had to take out the staves, by the way. So you could understand again, family, and don't lose the energy that you could observe, even though you may not see the ark itself that you read about as such. It's obvious that even in dimension, not just dimension, but the way that it is expressed, the angels with the wings is exactly what we see in ancient Africa over the same ark. So here you have the ark, and here you have the angels with the wings, over the ark, just like the angels with the wings over the ark. So let us not be closed-minded. Let us be very open-minded, family, as it relates to the reality of what is taking place around us. So as I said, this is really to somewhat kind of prime us for the conversation next day, because I want to bring in the Ark of the Covenant, the reality of it. I would put on the table, of course, the importance of the Ark in relation to the Kebra story itself. I would also put on the table the importance of the Ark of the Covenant just to Ethiopia and its rich history. And I think I will also be portraying this picture. This itself might just take up most of the conversation, because as I said, there are those who would just clearly say, well, they don't believe in Moses, they don't believe in the Ark of the Covenant, so they don't believe this is no Ark of the Covenant and the whole works and XYZ. But as I said, we are graduating. Well, we have graduated a long time from them levels for sure, but we are hoping that many ones are now graduating from that mind frame, because all what you know and the knowledge you're gaining is for you, and for whoever you pass it on to. So it's not to entertain nobody else or show no one what you know and make people feel good because you agree with them and all of that foolishness. No, please don't stifle yourself like that at all. Just sit back, relax, learn, study. If you think you can teach. You don't have to be in no rush, in no hurry. Don't make no religious, nobody tell you gotta hurry up before you die or whatever, none of them things. You just be genuine and honest to yourself. Once you know you're not playing yourself, you got to be good with the universe. Remember, the universe is the rest of you. Give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. Remember, family, it is almost the 1st of July. Almost the 1st of July. And remember, the 1st of July specifically will be, well, not necessarily the deadline, but that will be the time where it comes to an end. That is when you can get the course. I'm talking about the archaeoastronomy course now, not the ancient astronomy course, but the ancient archaeoastronomy course. Remember, for sure, you could get that course now. That is the studycation, as you will be visiting us here in Antigua on the 6th of November. Remember, that course itself is only $1,088. Remember, you're coming up to Green Castle Hills, several days and nights of studying the rocks, literally studying, not just watching them now, studying the rocks, the alignment with the specific stars and constellations. Yes, but this would be also incorporated with the classroom sessions that you would be doing with us. So just visit the website, you'll get more information on that. And of course, as I said, we have 3 specific dates where you could get more economical price for the course. So beginning with a few days from now, the 1st of July, if you have already made up your mind that I'm coming to Antigua for the 6th of November and I want to get my certificate, it's going to be a wonderful time. I want my studycation. Well, I'm telling you, the course will only cost you $581 if you get it before the 1st of July, $581. Remember, the course in general is $1,088. A beautiful, beautiful price, $1,088 for the full course, everything, just $1,088. But I'm saying if you enroll before the 1st of July, a few days from today, you get it for $581. And then if you enroll before the 1st of October, not October, pardon me, August, 1st of August, 1st of Marcus, 1st of August, you will get it for $688. And if you enroll before the 1st of September, I think you get it for 81, if I'm not mistaken. It's right there on the website. And of course, the 1st of October is what they call the deadline, but that's the ceiling day. And of course, 1,088, and the semester begins on the 6th of November. Remember, there are a lot of add-ons from island tours to hikes, to the beach, to your meals, your vegan food supply, of course, your accommodations. You would have to obviously take care of your ticket and however, or your yacht if you're sailing your yacht here, however you're getting here. So you need to contact us to get more information, to see exactly what's available. You could get a first-hand view of where you would be staying if you decide to come with us, for sure, and get an idea of the type of meals you will be served, because of course it will be a holistic experience if you desire. As I told you before, if you just come for the class alone, it is up to you. If you're here in Antigua and it's just the class you want, that's okay, it's all right. You don't have to have the add-on, but people are coming here from Switzerland. People are coming here from Nairobi. People are coming here from Dallas. You don't want to, yes, you're going to go up the Green Castle Hill. That alone is an exciting adventure, but you're going to want to see what else is there to do here. So it's going to be a wonderful vacation, staycation. So family, visit the website and definitely go through the courses, and you'll be able to enroll and get the early bird savings, as they would say. Hey, remember family, this is the Tiger's Nest. This is a program that comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, right here on Radio Anu, the international flavor, the universal spice. If you are not a subscriber, subscribe to the program so you never miss another episode again. That don't mean you're going to get a notification. It means that when the program is done, we send the program to you and you get it in your inbox via the email, so you can listen to it on your own time. That's easy. And it's very, very inexpensive. Like each program come down to like 22 cents or something per program. I'm telling you, yeah, if you take a year's package, beautiful stuff. And as you can see, this is a teaching experience. So we give thanks for your presence with us, family. As I said, just email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, and let me know that, hey, my brother, I would like to be a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest. Let me tell you, family, if you know your Bible, and you do not know your history, the knowledge